I've always been interested in the idea of making things from nothing. When I was a kid, I'd always grab my Lego box and try to make something totally imaginary, like a whole city or something awesome out of it. And so when I found out about this, I'm like, wait, I'm actually building a whole park, and not just a park, a whole mini world full of beaches and cities and forests. I'm actually getting to do something that I don't get to do in school. It's such an awesome feeling.
We've got post-hole digging, all this stuff needs to also be painted. So who wants to kind of lead what?
Tiny WPA is a program that we launched which puts young adults at the forefront of stimulating engagement and civic innovation in their communities by empowering them to design and build things that improve their neighborhoods, their public spaces, their schools, etc. We have 10 young adults, 16 through 25, who have been given this central space. I mean, it literally is the central space in the back part of this playground, and the second oldest playground in the country, to create an outdoor makerspace / adventure playground. They are leading the charge on designing and building this space.
All right, where's the submarine go, guys?
Basically, we're creating an environment for children where you're not taught how to think. I'm not saying that like this park isn't nice. I mean, like I love this park. I mean, who doesn't want to slide down that wooden slide? I mean, but like with slides and swings and like spinny things, that's just telling you how to do things. We're building sand castles so that they could build their own things. We're making submarines so that they could have like their own little adventure and stuff. And we're building jungles with like a bunch of pipes. They could just make believe that they're anywhere they want. We're not telling you how to think. You're showing us how you think.
You got to put yourself in that spot, in that mindset. If you squint real hard, you can see it. You can see the forest, you can see the mountains, you can see the trees, you can see the sand.
So you want the city to be like near the forest?
And yeah, we want them to like be able to be adjustable by the children. And then our trees, we're hoping, will be like bigger versions of this.
All those concepts that are central to architecture and being a good designer, scale, proportion, things like that, we're doing that here. And the way that they're designing really allows them to test and fail and then fix it as much as possible with their own intuition. So we create this process where, you know what, how do you know whether this works? Well, you get in it, how does it feel? You step out of it, you look at it. You jump up and down on it, does it feel safe? We're not going to talk about wood grain structure in an abstract way. We're going to stand on it until it breaks or until it gets close to breaking or it feels dangerous.
1, 2, 3.
All of our Tiny WPA projects, the sites really are these highly public hacker spaces, if you will. You know, where people can come up and offer their ideas, just like these little kids did earlier today.
So the road stops at the lake or it goes over the lake?
We're building a bridge right over there, and then we're making it go over a lake, and then it's going to curve around here and go back into the city that we're making.
Where they started laying out roads and things like that. That wasn't fully planned. I mean, that's the way we work, but the way they could just walk up and say, well, what if? That opens up all sorts of other possibilities for us that we wouldn't have seen otherwise. And that's really powerful then for the teenagers, for them to be able to see how a 4-year-old's idea or a 72-year-old's idea could have real value. That's a hugely powerful moment for them.
Keep pulling that trigger all the way. Yeah, all right. Oh, that is not going anywhere.
At the other parks that I usually go to, there's a whole bunch of slides and swings and stuff, and it's just there. Here, you make the park instead of the other people. It's really cool.
I saw you all working together and everyone jumping in and getting stuff done, and that's what we need to do. This is going to be a really hard project.
I think schools are scared. I think that they just want to keep everything by the book and by the rules, and you don't really learn until you have the experience. I mean, like you could give me like a whole manual on like how to use a screwdriver, but I'm never really gonna truly learn till I actually use the screwdriver. Basically, you take like this flat side and you want to hit the middle of the hole like that. When I first started this, I was just not very vocal. I'm more of an observer. Throw all your weight into the hole. But after I've been to this program, I am more vocal. I'm not shy anymore. I'm more of a person who takes stuff on. I'm not afraid to say what I think now. Yep. See it shut and then make a dirt pile over there. I feel like people should now hear my voice.
So what are some things you guys are really excited about?
Just like excited to see how this finally comes out. And those kids just better play with it.
Just to see how far Alexa has come already and what she's already accomplishing in such a very short period of time. Man, it's like we're doing something here, and the fact that she's so passionate about what she believes in is just astounding to me.
I think that school should be like this because I have learned a lot of things from this place that I could just apply in life anywhere. I could have a career in building because I got hands-on experience from this. That'd be really awesome.
We're trying to grow really empowered, motivated, tenacious, resilient citizens who will go out and do things. And that ties very much into the fact that pretty much nothing that we do is an abstraction. We found time and time again that people are most motivated, they do their best work when things are real and when they have tangible impact and they can see the impact.